Today on Samcraft, I'm bringing you guys along for an impromptu video to show you my process for engraving metal ammo boxes. What's up guys, Sam here and welcome back to Samcraft. That's right, today's video is all about a run and gun session. No pun intended, but that actually kind of works. I'm bringing you guys along real time in a down and dirty straight up video as I fulfill customers' orders to show you how I engrave metal ammo boxes, talk about some ins and outs of it, design consideration, jig, layout, and stuff like that. Consider this a little bit of a small business tips and tricks ride along, so if you're interested, let's go. I'm going to be using the Thunder laser, my 100 watt CO2 laser for this job, but this is a job that is easily done with diodes and other smaller CO2s. You don't need a super high power machine to engrave or at least take off the paint powder coated layer of paint off the ammo boxes. And so don't get fixated that Sam's using a big machine and think that that's what you have to have for this. It's not. I've already done some prep work that I'm not going to cover in this video, and that is the design work and my material tests, my engraving tests to find out the correct speeds and power for my machine with these boxes. I will go ahead and put my settings right here on the screen. In the event you have the 100 watt Thunder, but don't take that as gospel that it's going to work great even if you got the same exact machine, same wattage, and especially if you have a different machine, you're going to have to do tests. I have one ammo box somewhere in the workshop, I think it's over behind me, that, I mean, it looks like it is what it is. It's practice piece. It has engravings all over it. It's got just numbers for speed and power all over it, and that's what I use to learn. So it's one example of something that I will say a lot, especially on online forums where people will ask, what speed, what power, I've only got such and such, I want to figure it out. You've got to be willing to sacrifice at least one to learn. You may have to do more than one, depending on what it is or depending upon the learning curve. You just have to get over that. But save it, because you can use it over and over, or keep it as a physical reference. There's another thing I'm a big proponent of. Your numbers, your speeds, feeds, powers, whatever, write them down. Document them somewhere. Don't put them inside software. Don't put them in Xtool Creative Space. Don't put them in Lightburn. Possibly save them on your computer, but maybe put them up onto a cloud server or write them down on physical paper, or keep the physical object. Updates to software happen, computer crashes happen, things get lost, but if you have a physical backup, it'll save you a lot of headache. I'm speaking from experience on that too. So that being said, the first thing, step numero 1, get your ammo box. So I've got a couple up here I keep stored. I try and keep about 20 of each size on hand at all times. This one happens to be a 30 caliber and there's a 50 caliber. The only difference is 50 cal is a little bit larger. All right guys, step 2, prep the box. I always like to take the lids off of these before I engrave them. That way it lays flat and stable in the laser. The next thing I do is I take a ruler or a tape measure and I measure the width and put a little tick mark with pencil right at the center point on my box, left to right. The reason I put my mark here is because my file in Lightburn, the user origin, is set to the bottom center of the design. So if you want to use a different origin, go for it. For me, bottom center is what I use, so this is where I get the tick mark. At this point, my prep is done, ready to take it over to the laser. Alright, inside the laser, because I've already been running a couple of these today, you will see I have made a down and dirty ammo box jig. This is nothing but a scrap piece of plywood and a offcut from a fence, a file that I was creating. This is a 90-degree angle. I also measured from the 90-degree point over to the tick mark for the center of my 30 cal and 50 cal box. It's very basic. This jig also has X's on the left side to remind me that this is not square. Do not use this edge for my alignment. This is personal to me. I align things against the bottom, so down here on the front rail of the machine. So I'll give you a close-up shot, let you see my chicken scratch on my jig, and we'll put it in here and I'll show you the alignment process. Alright guys, for my Thunder laser, I line this board up right at the edge where my honeycomb meets the metal band. Something I could also do is use my machinist 1, 2, 3 blocks, put them here and push the plywood up to it. You can definitely do that if you want to. I found that I get sufficient accuracy just by visually lining it up right here and letting it sit. Again, my personal preference, this is what works for me, might not work for you. At this point, since my machine has already been running these, I'm going to tell it to go back to the origin, and it's going to put the red dot somewhere in this area. You're going to see me move the jig left and right to realign with that. Just know at this point, put your box on, refine your origin, but I'm going to take advantage of already having it set to bring me here. And now I can see I need to scoot this jig down to match where I had it last. Alright, at this point, taking the ammo box, carefully sitting it down, holding my jig, and pulling this right in a line with my fence. The little piece that I glued on top keeps this square to the board, which is square to the bed. One last check of things there. That looks good. Now I'm going to tell the laser to come back to its origin point. Should be right about here. Yep, looks great. This next step is going to be very specific to this Thunder machine because it has an onboard controller and has onboard file memory and storage. What this means is my computer is actually not even running Lightburn. It is off because I designed it in Lightburn and I sent it over to the machine, and that's it. It now is stored within the machine. What I can use is the control board on the Thunder to set my origin and everything like I did. I can go through the file list, choose the file that I picked to send over, load it up, tell the machine to frame it, adjust things, and then run it all from here. So this is a great benefit of having control on the machine. This is the first machine that I've had that has this. Every other machine I've ever had from the beginning of my laser time, you control it from the computer. This is a huge time saver and benefit and just convenience factor. On the Thunder's control board, I'm going to press File. I'm going to scroll to the file that I want to do. Press Enter to load it up. Looks great. Now I'm going to press Frame, which is going to move the laser around. I'm going to make sure it looks good. At that point, if it looks great, we press Start and run the job. That looks great. We'll go ahead and turn up my exhaust fan on high. Lower the lid to the Thunder, and we're going to press the Start button to do the job. While that job is running, I wanted to show you my test box. I went and grabbed it off the shelf here. You can see that every little inch is just test numbers running everywhere. I'm deliberately covering up the person's name that's on this one because I know they don't want their name shown. And then over on the other side was me testing out a design. So in this instance, this box was for photo equipment or videography equipment. So they wanted this on one side, and then the other side, well, just messed up. So it became my tester box. Some questions you may have that I'll yak at you while this thing is running. One, where do you get your boxes from? So you can order these online, you can order these from manufacturers, you can also find them at retail stores here and there. Places such as Harbor Freight is probably the #1 source for them here in the US, but then obviously Amazon, Fair possibly, of course places like Alibaba or AliExpress may have them, as well as military surplus stores. So depending on where you live and what you have available, you may find the best price at a retail store, online, or locally. Just keep your eyes out, see what's in the market, and go with what works. Another question might be, cool, ammo boxes. Is that a hot seller? Is that like something that's really, really great? Are you selling 1,000 of these? You must be. You're doing a video. Awesome. I'm going to do that one thing and I'll be set for life. That might be the case, but it's probably not going to be the case. This is one of a whole plethora of products that I offer through my small businesses and sell directly to consumer. As you can see from behind me, I've got shelves full of items. A lot of things are in boxes and just aren't really shown in here either. I keep a lot of the blanks or the components to make products on hand, create my digital listings, make a handful of them for product photography, and then as they sell, I make them. I don't stock shelves of finished items because a lot of my items are personalized. So stocking the blanks or the components to make it seems to be what works best for me. Alright guys, the job just finished. I have my bottles of chemicals First up is the Super Clean. This is what I use to spray on the boxes to get rid of all of the soot. And then I follow it up with just plain rubbing alcohol or isopropyl 70% solution to get rid of any residue afterwards. As far as what I clean them with, microfiber cloths. I buy these in larger packs from the hardware store, use them until they're dirty, and toss them. So let's go ahead and get this stuff over to the work table, get our box out of the laser, and I'll see you guys over there. Alright guys, here we have it, straight out of the laser. This is how it looks. So we're going to spray it with some Super Clean. Grab our microfiber cloth and just start scrubbing. What you're wanting to do is just rub all of the soot off and expose the plain barrier metal that has been revealed from the engraving process. Looks pretty good. Now we're going to spray some alcohol on it. Flip to a cleaner area of the rag. And then wipe off the alcohol just to get rid of any residue and just further give it a nice clean, non-sticky feeling. Next we assemble the lid back so it slides on these little pins. Flips on over. Locks down in place. And then using the rag with the alcohol side that's still on it, I just wipe down the box, getting rid of any fingerprints or anything that's not going to look great when the customer first sees their product. Alright, let's talk about packaging. So this is a box that I purchased from a website called Uline, uline.com. They're one of the best box manufacturer suppliers in the US. They're great for bulk boxes, so I order these by the hundreds usually. If you don't have that many boxes you need, look on Amazon, that's probably your best bet. There we go. Our bottom has been triple taped. Triple because we're not Amazon. We really do care about the package and product arriving safely. Now we have the top, and repurposing bubble wrap and other packaging materials from orders is the name of the game. So I have a roll of random bubble wrap and stuff here that I'm going to put my customer's product in so it arrives safe and sound. You know what? This is the wrong box. Oh, that's right, I got different sizes. Hold the phone. Okay, these are the right boxes. 14 by 10 by 8. This is a little bit larger. So let me tape this up, same way, and we'll pack it up next. Alright, bigger box, but still does the job with a lot of shipping prices. You're not going to see a big difference in cost with this size box and the other. You get to a certain point whenever your cubic pricing kicks in, and so you're actually saving money by not buying multiple different boxes and hunting around the whole time. However, there's a lot of dead space in here. Let's keep reusing and repurposing filler material to pack this nice and safe. A little bit of jiggle is okay. This is a metal ammo box, but that should be good enough. Alright guys, so there's the gist of it, right? We did an ammo box, I engraved it, showed you my whole process, cleaning it up, packing it up for the most part. I need to go get some of our business cards, thank you cards, customer care cards, and other things we put in all of our packages to enhance the customer experience and make them feel, you know, happy that they supported a small business. That is, in my mind, the #1 reason people support a small business is for the feeling of supporting a small business. A product in a box is something, but a product in a box with other add-ons, things of appreciation, a thank you card, a handwritten note, goes a long way. So, I gotta add that stuff, but I'm not gonna drag you guys along for it. And also, I don't wanna disclose the customer's name and address and all that stuff for the shipping. So this will be it for this video. If you got any questions or comments, you guys know what to do. Leave them for me down below. Otherwise, take care. I'll see you guys next time in the workshop.